This is the M4SS. It's made by SKD. It's sold by KWOLFSWAN.com. KWOLFSWAN.com is a site from China. They have a huge variety of gel blasters, all kinds of them, a lot that you don't see anywhere else. Probably the biggest variety of blasters. So check out KWOLFSWAN.com. And again, here we got the SKD M4SS, which actually had been out for a while in Australia, but now it's kind of the first time it's being sold to the US market. So SKD at least is kind of marketing it as a new blaster, but it's actually been around for a while in Australia from talking to Australian friends. And overall decent blaster. Basically, it's got a Gen 8 gearbox with a MOSFET. So that means that you're able to go ahead and do semi-automatic, automatic, and 3-shot burst. So that's pretty cool. Now, most people will tell you that you got to be careful with 11.1 on something with a MOSFET because you can really burn that MOSFET out easily. So I would say be careful about that. However, on KWOLFSWAN's item page, they have a link to upgrade to an 11.1 for this. So, so that's up to you guys, but just something to consider, right? So what I'm going to do here is I've got a custom kit I'm building out, but I'm also going to change the spring out quick. And I thought I'd just show that to you because it comes up a lot, and it's pretty easy to do, and I remember to do it this time. This blaster makes it really easy because you don't even have to open the case up. All you got to do is take the stock off, and if you take the stock off, you can see right there. Sorry, the lighting. But anyway, you're able to access the spring right from there. So I'm just going to take a screwdriver. We're going to pop that out. So you might just have to push in and turn, and it should pop right out. Yep. So there we go. So there is the stock spring, and we're going to replace it with this spring. So this, I believe, is an M95. It was not in a labeled container, but it's probably an M95. It might be an M90, but it's probably an M95. That's what I had the most of. That's what it looks the closest to. And again, you can see the difference between a stock one. I mean, it's not only longer, it's thicker gauge. It's just a better spring, right? So we'll go ahead and put that in. All you do is take this little spring retainer pin, put that in there. We're going to push this back in. Usually if you take the screwdriver like this, because there's some, ridges right in the middle of the pin, and then you can just go ahead and line it up and push it in. And typically it's even easier than this. Let me see. I think I just had that power cord in the way. Ah, there we go. Okay. So it was catching on something, but now we're in there, and you just turn it until it's in the proper position. So that's how easy it is to change a spring on one of these. That's really nice. All you got to do is unscrew the buffer tube on this one, and it's right there. There's a few other blasters like that, but a lot of times you're going to have to take the case off. So that was just kind of a nice bonus with this one. But you can see I took everything else off of it. This does have that nice threaded tip here, and that allows you to go ahead and use a lot of different types of aftermarket handguards, because most of them use a threaded, handguard or barrel nut that goes here, and then your barrel goes over that. In the case of this one, it's kind of a bigger one, but they make some smaller ones too. It's just going to depend on the handguard, but all of them have threads. Basically, it's a standard size, okay? So if you're printing any from 3D printers or you're buying any, with this blaster, it'll be easy to switch out the handguard. So you can see here, this is the handguard that I've made. So it's an extra long one, right? Because this has an extra long metal barrel. So I'm actually going to have the metal barrel terminate inside the handguard. And then this, in this case, this tip will screw into the handguard a little bit, okay? So that was done on purpose. And then you can see I'm going to have some kind of decorative grip plates on the sides and the top. And then we've got some different rails that are going to go the top. These are going to be the sides and the bottom. Some canted risers to put some sights on, right? And then the grip that's going to go out in the front here of that as well. I do have a rail riser I'm printing right now that I might end up using for this. I'm just going to see how it turns out and see if I feel like I need to use it or not. You know, just it's going to depend. So overall, that's kind of the build plan, though. I do like how this nice long one turned out. Basically, you had to print 2 pieces, join them together. Part of it to cover up some of the seams. That's part of why I'm using these grip plates like this as well. But overall, it went together very nice. I put a little bit of that texture paint on there. I like that. Adding that texture to it does a nice job of giving a little more grip, but also just it covering up any imperfections in 3D printing too. That's just a nice added bonus. All right, so I need to let this dry better. It's not really ready to be touched and put together yet. So I'm going to let that overnight, at least sit overnight. And then I'll get this put together. And of course, I'll show you the finished product. And then, of course, we'll do a demo and we will see how much that spring change made a difference on FPS. And again, it's an M4SS, the SKD M4SS from KWOLFSWAN.com. So just the letter K, the animal wolf, the bird swan.com, KWOLFSWAN.com. Check them out. Comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those monthly giveaways. Thanks.